Come Santa Claus, here come Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane.
Hello, and welcome to another Agent is In. This is episode 56, and it's our Christmas special. And today, I'd like to share with you yet another thing that is coming in the next LTS 327.0. And that is profiling. So I'm running an alpha build here of 327, obviously. And if we look at the help output, you'll see that there is a new profile option to the agent. Some of you may have used a CF profile before, which will time the output of your verbose execution to help you find hotspots in your policy. And we're bringing that kind of profiling support straight to the core. So we can, let's see here. Master files. Let's look at some example policy here. Master files, services, main. So we've got NPF main. We've got one bundle in here that's got a sleep, and then we've got a report. So it's a pretty straightforward policy. So we'll just go ahead and run that. You can see here, I'm going to go ahead and run the update policy to make sure that that is in sync. Then we'll go ahead and run the agent. I'm just running this time for myself. It doesn't use that output. Without locks, we're using this file as the entry because if you run the whole policy set, there's a whole bunch more noise. So when you're doing profiling, you might want to be doing parts of your policy. And then I'm going to specify that the bundle sequence that it's going to run. And then I'm going to use the profile option and then redirect all of the output into this callstack.json file. So this should take about 10 seconds to run in total. Just like magic. All right. And now I'm going to use this the CFEngine tool. This hasn't been released yet. It's available on the internet. You can find it on GitHub, CFEngine CLI. There's still a lot of work to do in it, but that's where this profiling stuff is going to end up, as well as some other functionality. So we're going to run it with the profile option. We want to see the top 15 bundles. We can also see promises and functions. And we're going to generate a flame graph using our call stack information. Then we're going to generate the flame graph graphic, and then we'll take a look at it. So first things first, we can see here we've got our timing for these things that took the most time. So of course, our NPF main bundle came up in the top with that 10 seconds. We see this bundle invocation, which is where it called bundle 1, took 10 seconds. We can see bundle 1 took 10 seconds, and we can see that there was a commands promise on line 20 that took 10 seconds. And let's see here.
Maybe you could, if you just run like the same profile command again, but just the promises.
Yeah.
Then I guess you would see something that's maybe a bit less repetitive.
Yeah. All right, let's do promises. And just promises.
We can just remove all the other. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So we can see from that policy file, the bundles that we run, this is the stuff. So we've got that commands promise that takes 10 seconds. And then there's a reports promise that takes about 3 milliseconds. And then we see commands again in the same places. This has to do with CFEngine's 3-pass evaluation. So we can see came back around again, and it took, way less than a millisecond just to check and see that we didn't need to do it. That command has already been promised and resolved. And then we can take a look at this flame graph output. Let me pull this up. Maybe. Sorry. Let's see here. There we go. So here's a nice little interactive flame graph. Looks like we've got some work to do here. It's putting this services main at about 25% of the execution time, but we know that's not right. That stuff is still in development. I mean, I think it's pretty exciting. One of the biggest downsides, or one of the biggest kind of drawbacks using CF Profile before was that you had to use it on kind of the live version of the policy execution, and you had to actually experience that to get those timings. But this allows us to collect that profiling information separately and then review it separately and analyze it separately.
You also had to enable a lot of additional logging.
That's true. Yeah,
which means that the act of profiling slows down the thing that you're trying to profile a lot, whereas the way that we've implemented it now inside of the agent should minimize the kind of additional delays that are added by doing the profiling.
Indeed. I know that this is still pretty early as far as like display and stuff like that. Is there anything that specifically that you're thinking that we're gonna probably see in the future? I mean, we know we're gonna see some tables and some flame graphs, but did you have any other thoughts?
I mean, the goal should be to help users find which parts of their policy is really slow and perhaps ways to fix that. It could be cool to have some kind of integration with the editor or policy analyzer or some way to kind of correlate it with your actual policy files. You could maybe bring up the flame graph for a real policy run, and we could
I'm doing one
a bit
right
more.
We'll look full one here. Okay.
I don't know if your terminal supports this, but in mine, I could click here the name of the file where it says 20.
Yep. Here.
And then it would just open it in the terminal.
Yeah, mine. I don't have anything like that set up. I thought that was it. Permission denied. Oh, well, I'm also on 2 different hosts here, so this one's running in that terminals. But yeah, that is a nice feature. Mine would open in Emacs, you know that. Where to have it? Okay, so there's that, and then we can do our top. Maybe do more than 15. Let's try it. Let's try top 30. Promises, bundles. Actually, let's just do functions. So we can see, expensive function call here in internal management, it looks like. Maybe another expensive one in enterprise main.
I think when you write top 30, that argument might not be for the flame graph.
Oh, it might not be for the flame graph.
I think it's just for this list.
Is it just for the list?
To rank the top 30 function calls.
Okay. Well, here we go. Exact result. Most expensive thing that's happening in some of our federation policy. Almost a second of time.
So that's interesting. Do you have federated reporting set up?
I don't have it set up, but it's probably related to pre-evaluation. Would be my very first guess. Let's see. Well, that didn't take me to the right place. 905. Yeah, that's not a function. Exec result. So maybe we've got some problems with our data. Here's an exec result. Here's some more exec results. SQL, more exec result. I bet it's that key scan, maybe. Yeah. There's this SSH key scan. I don't know. That's the closest. It's on line 921. So possibly that. So yeah, looks like we got some more work to do on the locations of the policies and stuff like that. But it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. So this promise looks like something we don't have to do if we're not doing federated reporting.
It does look like something we could class out. So setup status. Yeah, maybe we should do another episode sometime on, closing up one of these performance things. That'd be a good idea for next year. Do some performance tuning with this. Yeah, all we'd really have to do is, yeah, here we go. CFEngine, FR, enable, distributed cleanup. I bet there's a different class for just enabling FR. We just need enabled, am on, am superhub. Here we go. Something like this, right? And then setup status. We don't need any of the key things. If it's not complete, maybe we just need that. All right. So if it's not complete, yeah, we'll see. I don't have federated reporting set up, but it should tell us if it'll scope that out. I don't need any what stuff. I need a flame graph. All right, so then we can run this again. And did we kill it? Well, we brought it down. So I wonder, yeah, so it looks like we probably chopped out that exec result.
Yeah, you might have to set up some different class guards there, but
yeah, but it did affect it. So anyway, yeah,
I think there's a few different things we can go over here and try to remove to make the agent run faster.
Yeah,
and it's easy to look at the biggest ones first.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe we'll do a follow-up episode and take a look at what it is to kind of go through that, especially after we get some of a little bit further on the display of some of this stuff. As far as display of the information or anything, did you have anything planned for like a timeline sort of? I mean, I guess that's flame graph sort of, although it gets tall. But what about like a timeline? You could see execution. Don't know.
I don't know. This data is not like one timeline, right? Because there's things happening inside of things.
That's true.
The flame graph kind of sums things up. So I don't know. I guess what we'd focus on is more what helps you identify the parts that you can optimize.
Do you have plans then, like, I mean, or thoughts about how we bring this into enterprise reporting as well? Like agents can just do some occasional profiling collection that we kind of slurp up and look at occasionally?
Yeah, so I was thinking, so we could store this. Did you show the JSON format?
I haven't looked at it, but we can take a look.
So we could obviously send that back. Yeah. So the events look like that. It's kind of where in the source code something happened, and then how long it lasted. That's like the main thing, elapsed.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the agent outputs currently, and then all of the other things you saw is in different tools and in the flame graph tool. We could do some of this stuff inside of the agent to make that easier, like the top 5 or top 10 things that you were showing could be inside of the agent. We could also do that kind of filtering on the agent before we send it to the hub to kind of minimize how much stuff
Data.
we're sending, because I mean, I haven't checked, but that file is probably has a lot of stuff
It's
in it.
9 megabytes.
Yeah, that's for the whole
For
the
the
whole agent run, the whole default policy. So we don't want to send all of that all the time, but yeah, doing this kind of ranking or counting and finding the worst parts, and maybe we could add something to send those top 10 lists or something like that.
Cool. Good idea.
And then again, you could see them in the policy analyzer, perhaps.
The policy analyzer. That's a great idea, actually. That's probably a really good place to put timing information. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much, Herman, for my profiling Christmas present. I intend to make good use of it next year. And thanks everybody else for coming around and checking out another episode. Anything parting words for everybody for the year? Cody, Herman?
Happy holidays.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All right. Come back next month for episode 57.